Today, I have a very special guest cooking with me. But before we start making today's recipe, we have to go to my gym and get some spar rounds. So stay tuned. Fight! As promised, after our sparring rounds, now we have a very special guest today. We have my boy AK, Muay Thai instructor, boxing instructor, and top ranked number 5 US fighter. Yes. Muay Thai. Yes. And so I'm really happy to do this, bro. How you doing today?
I am doing good. How you doing?
I'm doing good, bro. No, I'm just doing good. What are we gonna do today?
We're doing spicy chimichurri with steak and mashed potatoes.
Because I know AK loves steak, right?
Yes,
so
sir.
Today we're gonna just have a good time and start doing our steak and just stick around. Alright, bro, so we're gonna start doing chimichurri.
Okay.
Alright? So the first components of chimichurri, if you want to help me, we have fresh oregano, okay? Fresh oregano, yeah. This is fresh oregano.
Got it.
This is fresh parsley. Okay? And we're gonna use garlic right here, lemon zest. Okay.
Lemon zest, got it.
Traditionally, you can use canola oil or they would say canola oil, okay? Because this is from Argentina. They use canola oil. Personally, I don't like it. I like to use like a good quality olive oil. So we're gonna use olive oil today. And some salt, pepper, and
this is for the chimichurri.
This is for the chimichurri, okay?
Which one's the spicy?
This one is spicy, okay? If you can see, we have a ají. If you don't find ají, bro, you can use peperoncino. I think that's it, bro. If you try to find the right ingredients so that your recipe come always good, okay? So if you want, I'm gonna start chopping the parsley. You can start helping me chopping the oregano, and let's kick it. And while you're chopping, bro, may I ask you something, okay?
What's up?
Because I'm gonna be asking you a lot of questions. How did you get involved in the Muay Thai world and just the whole fighting thing?
Well, I started boxing before I originally came to Muay Thai, and my buddy, his name is Anthony, told me to come try Muay Thai class. In my first class, we were doing, I think, like drilling and like pad work, what's or not. And Saxon calls me out. I'm like 16 years old. He calls me out in the middle of the class, and he's like, "Keep your hands up." And the next thing you know, I see his foot on the side of my neck, and then in that moment, I really was like, "Yeah, I'm gonna start doing Muay Thai."
Bro, I'm telling you, I heard some crazy stories about the old days at Saxon.
Yeah, Saxon was beast.
He's a real gangster, like for sure. Like I just love being there, and then you know, like the whole vibe, the whole experience, and I just love to hear the whole stories from the old days. It's just like something I really enjoy. On the secret of the chimichurri is you want the freshness of the herbs and the oregano and everything. So you don't want to be like the spicy to be overwhelming on the whole.
That makes sense.
On the whole thing. So you can start like helping me chopping these two, the chilies.
Chop the chilies.
Yeah.
Got it. Is it gonna burn me?
No. We're just gonna touch your face.
Okay, let's see. So we're using 5.
This is what we're gonna use 5. Yeah.
We're chopping fine.
Super fine. Yes, sir. So you were telling me the story about the first day, right? That you started doing Muay Thai. And I know you fought in Thailand, right? So
yeah.
How did that happen? Like how long you were
It was
training?
kind of like a fun fight. It was nothing too serious. We just went over there and they just offered me something to have fun in, and I took the deal. I thought it was super fun. My level of training was as high as theirs, so I wasn't really worried about that aspect. But it is definitely a different world in Thailand, and when you go get to experience the full training life over there, it is definitely different than America.
Okay, so right now, bro, I'm gonna show you. Actually, you're gonna help me do it, but we're gonna put everything into a bowl, right? The greens only. Greens only.
We need some of this.
Yes, sir. I had the good luck of finding fresh oregano, bro.
Where do you find that?
Where do I find it? Oh man, it's hard. If you have like the luck of finding fresh oregano, dried oregano works fine. Not perfect, works fine. Okay, so right now we got it like this.
What's the secret?
What's the secret? Okay, some people would just leave it like that and then just start putting oil, lemon zest, but no, we have a little secret. Okay, we're gonna season, and actually you are gonna season just 2 pinches of salt.
That's
okay?
dangerous.
Okay, that's dangerous.
Do I pinch like this? Do I pinch like this?
I always use 3 fingers.
Got it.
What I grab with my 3 fingers is 1 pinch. Okay, so just a 2.
1. Is that too much?
We can do another one. We can do one more.
Okay, so you can be a little bit generous.
Okay. Generous now.
There we go. You got it.
Okay, now the secret is before we start mixing everything, right? We're gonna pound it.
Can you pound it in this glass?
Just you don't have to.
Said pound.
Yeah, pound, but don't go like. Yeah. Don't try to get a break.
I was like, with you.
Yeah. But you know, just a little bit of pounding. This is gonna make a huge difference because when you're pounding it, all the natural oils from
falling out.
Yeah, and I'm gonna start coming out.
Would you do it in one of those things? This
I would do it, but I don't want to like.
In this one of these?
Like, yeah, I would do it, but since I don't want to completely smash it, that's why I'm gonna keep it here. So it's just like.
Just a little bit.
Just a little pounds, just like that. Don't like. You don't have to go like.
Yeah.
So you can help me do that.
Okay,
and after you.
Are you sure, bro? I got.
Yeah. Go. Don't be afraid, bro. Okay, now. Look, you see how they turn like more like bright green?
Yeah.
Tints, you know, that's all, and then you can smell like.
Yeah, it all smells good, yeah.
So now, I'm gonna add the garlic, and we're gonna start like smashing it a little bit more, and you can add your ají too. And I'm gonna help you here. We're gonna do the zest too, okay? Right here. If you want like more like zesty, you can use more than 1 lemon. Now make sure you use lemon. So now are you gonna make it at home?
Oh yeah, definitely, bro. I'm probably gonna make this like tomorrow before I forget.
And we're gonna use the juice of. Well, I'm probably gonna just half of lemon.
Half a lemon juice.
Half of lemon. But it's because we're gonna use red wine vinegar. Okay. This is one ingredient you must use. You cannot use another type of vinegar. It has to be red wine vinegar. Now I'm gonna add the juice of half.
You don't use the little squeezer thing? Yeah, you got muscles.
one of those seeds are.
One?
Yeah.
Not 1.5? You don't want me to do this, man.
I would say, just add like about.
We're about to ruin this and make this whole
4
thing.
tablespoons. No, you got it, bro. I'm telling you where to spoon. I'm telling you where to stop. Promise. Keep going, keep going. Just keep going. Don't be afraid.
1 tablespoon.
I would say that's probably 1.
3.
Keep going, keep going.
What you mean?
Yeah, keep going.
4.
That's good enough, bro. Now, a little bit of pepper, because I almost forgot.
A little bit more?
Yeah, you can. That's good. I don't have exact amount. You can still. You can keep going.
Oh.
And I would say that's good enough.
Wow. Wow, okay. And this is why if we made it overnight, it would sit in here.
Yeah, it would sit in there and they just make it better. Way better, I'm telling you. So we're gonna taste it, and you tell me what else would you think you can put it. That's perfect. Spicy, right?
Spicy and lemonade with the garlic.
What would you put? Good? Perfect?
I think it's solid.
Alright, so chimichurri is done. Okay, so we're gonna do the mashed potatoes. Okay? I'm gonna start peeling the potatoes. You can eat your chocolate over. It's okay. But I'm gonna start doing this, and if you want to help me, you can put some water in this pot, because we're gonna cook some potatoes or mashed potatoes. So the secret when you're cooking potatoes is to start cooking with cold water. Some people do it like when it's like when they start to boil,
and then they put the
potatoes. No, it's cold water, and you add salt to that water. This year you got invited to the
World Qualifier.
World Qualifier.
Yeah.
It was a big thing.
It was a big event, man.
How do you feel about that?
It was awesome, man. I got to see the top competition in the state. Everybody there was top sharp. Everybody was super sharp. It was really good seeing like #1 Muay Thai in America, you know? So,
are you gonna go next year?
Oh yeah, for sure.
For sure.
100%.
So we have our potatoes cooking, started cook. I would say they would take about 15 to 20 minutes.
15 to 20 minutes. And that's gonna be done for both steaks too.
Yeah. And we're just, you know, you can check in with your stick and knife in the middle of a potato. If it's soft, they're done.
If they're soft, they're done.
They're done.
So how do you know if it's soft? Like the knife goes straight through?
Yeah, go straight through. And if you're doing mashed potatoes, it doesn't matter if they get overcooked, because you're gonna smash them. Yeah, you're still smashing them.
That makes sense.
We were just talking about this, right?
Yeah.
But for those guys, because I'm pretty new at this sport, and then there's some things that I always keep learning new stuff. Like for the guys who are starting in this sport and they willing to fight or not fight but improve and do some different other things with this, what would you say like would be better, like to have like during the week do like more technique or have like more sparring days?
So you have to have technique, 100%. You have to have technique, but play sparring and sparring is like 2 different things.
Okay.
So sparring could be hard and sparring could be fun, but not hard. Maybe hard to the body, you know what I mean? But you're not really thinking about like getting hurt in every session. You're looking to find pockets. So I would say you need both 100% evenly, but maybe when you spar, maybe like lighter rounds, less rounds, not going like too many rounds.
Yeah.
And knowing what your body wants. You know, some days don't spar.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Tell us your unwritten sparring rules, right? Because I feel like, let's say like
sparring rules.
The sparring rules, you go to a different gym.
Yeah.
Or people come to our gym, right?
Yeah.
What are the rules that everybody knows?
Yeah.
But no one like
really talks
about it.
So, obviously, no crazy punches. You know, not really trying to knock each other out, especially if you just come from a new gym. You know what I mean? Your first round, your whole rounds should be having fun. not doing push kicks to the legs. Some people are very dangerous with that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, they really go straight to the knee.
It's different for some people. Could be like a hip thing, but most people shoot at the knee. That's an unwritten rule. No like crazy takedowns.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like if I catch his legs, I'm not gonna like try to slam him. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Yeah. But if you come from a Muay Thai community, you should know that.
You should know how.
The only ones that we have issue with ever is brand new people.
Okay.
And there should be restrictions on when they can spar and stuff like that also. You know what I mean?
Okay.
That'd be a very good thing for people to understand. Like, hey, you should train at least 6 months.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So they can like pick up the rules and understand. I'm not saying they're never gonna spar, because some classes they do play sparring. You know what I mean? For like 2 rounds, 3 rounds. So that's different than a full day of sparring.
Okay. And for you, because I was the other day, I was also like watching a documentary, and I've seen like many schools, or some schools, not many schools, but some schools, they do not believe in hard sparring.
Yeah.
Right? What do you like? Do you think like it's like doing hard sparring? Like, is it good or is it like not so good? Like, when would you do it? When you're not doing it, or like, do you have like special training partners? Who do you would go hard, right?
Yes.
Like, how do you?
That would be the ideal. So I would have good training partners, but I also would go to some other gyms and have hard sparring also. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's kind of like built in from like the boxing world. But there's a lot of people coming up right now and saying that hard sparring is a myth. You know what I mean? So I don't know. For me, I believe hard sparring is a solid thing to do, especially if you're about to fight and get your jitters out. You know what I mean? And really understand that, hey, I can land this, my feet are together, you know, stuff like that. But I'm still new to the game. You know what I mean? Not too late in, but I'm still new, and it's hard to figure out stuff like that.
And it's something like I feel like you always keep learning from everyone, bro. Like,
never,
it's just like
there's never a day that I don't learn shit. Today I learned I should have taken out some rounds. You know what I mean?
For those guys who are like willing to have a first fight, what would you be your advice for them? Like, it started for like,
if you can't run, don't fight.
okay, what would be the idea? Like, let's say I'm gonna have my first fight, right?
Yeah.
How would you like train for a fight? Ideally.
You have to train 2 times a day. Jogging's not included. Somewhere in the week, you'd have to fit in strength and conditioning for sure. These 2-3 times a week. Make sure you're getting your run and sprinting key points. And recovery's got to be 100%. Food is the whole game.
Okay.
Food is the whole game. So you gotta make sure you're eating good too. If you're not eating good, you can't train good. That would be the number one route to get in a fight. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Because if you can't eat and you eat a bunch of shit, you're not gonna make weight. You can't make weight, you can't fight.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So yeah, that's what makes a difference between a fighter and people that want to fight. Yeah, and you know, you gotta listen to your coach, you gotta trust and believe in your team, all that stuff. That all comes with fighting, you know.
That comes from the physical part, right?
Yeah, that comes physical, mental, emotional, all of it.
Mental part. How do you deal with the pressure of be like, oh my god,
I gotta fight.
But I think like, I don't know, bro. Like,
see, look, I don't think it's pressure because I like what I do. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's the difference between some people that, oh, maybe I want to take a fight. Maybe you want to. Yeah, you do get jitters. Everybody get jitters. I get jitters. Everybody gets jitters. But it's something that I'm like looking forward to. It's like buying a new car. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Tomorrow I wake up, I go buy a new car. Nope. Tomorrow I wake up, I get to go fight. You know what I mean?
Okay.
It's kind of the same correlation of fighting. I'm not thinking like, oh shit, I gotta fight. No, I'm thinking like, it might be a brand new car. You know what I mean? Like, yeah.
So if you have to have that mentality in your perspective,
no, you don't have to have that mentality. It just depends on what your mental state is.
Yeah. But if you're like, I'm saying like, if you don't have like the mental stage of looking this in the fun way, even though you have to fight.
Yeah.
Maybe it's not for you, or maybe the fighting thing is not for you, but you can still like learning, right?
No, maybe you gotta work on some mental things. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Sometimes you gotta fight your own self. You could be like super good at the sport and not be good on the mental side. So it's kind of like getting your brain to be good too. That's hard.
It is.
That's some hard stuff.
It is, bro. Like, it's scary. It's scary.
That is some hard stuff.
I want to ask you, when's your next fight coming up?
Next fight coming up, it's gonna be somewhere in July.
Somewhere in July.
Somewhere in July. It might be in California for sure.
Okay.
We're waiting on a matchup right now.
If we wanted to watch you fight, where can we find it?
Follow me on Instagram, AK_214. No, AK214_. Yes. And I'll have the link updated whenever I get the chance to fight for sure.
For those, I'm gonna have his Instagram link on the description of the video. So just make sure you go click on that. And if you're from the fighting community and you wanna hit up AK just for private lessons, I'm sure you guys won't regret it because he's an amazing Muay Thai coach.
Thank you.
Not because he's one of my best friends, but I'm always learning new stuff from him. Sometimes like I feel like I figure something out and then he fixes me on some things and I'm like, oh, it's another different, yeah, it's different, and then it's a different thing. But
hey, this is how it is right now, right here.
But yeah, just pop out to the gym. I mean, you can always find him.
Ginger Muay Thai, that's where I'm at.
Yeah. Red flags on sparring rounds, okay? Because it happens. It happens to all of us. How would you like your fighter? I would say your fighting energy. How do you make someone? Let's say like you and me, we don't know each other, and then we start playing, right?
Yeah.
How did you get like turned on the fighting energy and just be like, this is just on? What's something you don't?
So I think I have like pretty good control. It's just once that guy punches me, or like really punches me in the face, or does something like in that manner, or like flies a push kick, or tries to knee me like crazy, you know what I mean? That's when it'll turn it on. I'll turn it on for a second, and then slow it back down, control the pace. But then he does it again, might be on for sure. Yeah.
Yeah. So I've seen so many videos, and then but I hear, and it has happened to me, bro.
Yeah, no elbows, crazy stuff, spinning back elbows, spinning back fists, like
push kick to the face. That's
push kick to the face. That
doesn't
make no sense, You do that, it's like, hey, if you didn't say sorry, it's like, oh, what's wrong with you? Or you knee the guy in the balls and you walk away. It's like, what's wrong with you, bro? Like, why you so mad? Yeah. Okay, so now we have the potatoes, bro. Like I said, you have to smash them while they're hot. Now we're gonna add some butter. Use fillings like always. This is like 2 big butters, okay? Got it.
Yeah, we're gonna use one more. Just regular butter. Salt. We're gonna season from here. Some pepper, black pepper. And we do this because you want the butter to melt while they're still hot, right? If you let them cool down, the butter won't melt. Exactly, it won't melt. Truffle oil. You have to go a little bit because this is super strong.
I have to keep going?
Just like that. Yeah, keep going, sir. Just a little bit more. We have sour cream. About 2 tablespoons. And while you're doing
would you put ranch or mustard in your mashed potatoes?
No, absolutely not. And I love ranch, right? I do love ranch. I'm a big ranch fan, but I wouldn't do it. Just a little bit, but you can taste it and just tell me if it needs more. A little bit more.
Wow, that's good.
Just want to put just a little bit more. Now, last ingredient.
I taste the garlic in that. Wow, that's so good.
It tastes, but it's not that strong, right? It's like
creamy. Is that all the garlic we used?
Yeah. Now, last ingredient, we're gonna use some parsley, okay? Fresh parsley. Here? Yes. When you use fresh herbs, you want to put your herbs at the end, okay? So we can still have some of the freshness on the herbs in our mashed potatoes. Okay, I'm gonna go with the garlic right there, okay? Or actually, could you bring the bowl here?
Yeah.
I think it would be safer. Now we got the garlic. Parsley, not bad. Yeah.
Garlic's
Day driven. Parsley and
smashing.
Keep smashing. And it's gonna do a...
What's this doing for it?
The parsley is gonna give a freshness to the mashed potatoes. Like, you're gonna taste the difference. Perfect. Point. Good job, bro. I will tell you, bro. We have our mashed potatoes. We have our chimichurri. Now we're gonna cook our steak. So there's a couple of rules when you're doing a big piece of steak. First rule, it has to be room temperature.
Room temperature. That's why it sat here for like 30, 40
yeah,
minutes.
Yeah. And if you're gonna do it, just leave it there. Nothing's gonna happen because you're gonna cook it, right?
Yeah.
Don't leave it overnight, of course, because it's not gonna get good. But room temperature. Why? Because this is actually a mussel, right?
Okay.
So.
Didn't know that.
Yeah, and if it's cold and you put it into your pan, what's gonna happen? It's gonna get tensed.
Oh.
So that's why like some steaks don't come like, really soft and tender. So
that makes sense.
So we're gonna have it like room temperature, and we're gonna season. I like to season with salt only, but you can use salt and pepper if you like. I like to.
Why do you only use salt only?
Because we have a really good steak, so we really want to bring the steak flavor out with salt only. That's how I like it.
Okay, that makes sense.
You can use garlic powder. You can use salt and pepper. But me, when I have like a good steak. I just put salt.
Like this is restaurant quality salt.
Yeah.
That's it.
You can use kosher salt. You can don't use like that like ionized salt.
Like it's so thin.
Yeah, no. At least kosher salt.
Like something thick like this.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
And since it's a big steak, right? We're gonna season generously.
Yes.
So don't hesitate.
The flavor is gonna go out on the pan.
Yeah. And the salt is gonna help too. Take the moist out from the steak. So, first, my skillet's hot. Now we got our steak that is being seasoned. Now we're gonna add oil, okay? Oil. You don't want to be like super hot, but you see like it's kind of hot. And then add like a good amount of oil. Just gonna put a little bit higher on the fire.
What is it at right now?
It's probably at 8, I would say 8. And I want it like kind of like hot because even though this is room temperature, if I drop it like this, the heat of the skillet is gonna come down, right? So you want to try to keep a steady temperature. So I'm gonna grab my steak and I'm just gonna place it nice and gently in there. Don't move it.
That's it.
Just leave it there.
That's it.
Like that.
Don't touch it.
Don't touch it.
How long?
I would say 3 to 5 minutes.
On one side?
On one side.
Wow.
Because we want to create like a nice crust. Okay? So we want to create a nice crust. That's why we don't want to move it. We want to create a nice, and then we're going to braise it with some butter and aromatic. Okay?
Before you flip it?
That's when I flip it and then I start braising it. So my aromatics, I always go for this combo. Lemon zest, rosemary, thyme, and since we have our fresh oregano, I'm gonna add some fresh oregano here. So that's the aromatics we're gonna use for a steak. Okay?
And what is this gonna do to it?
This is gonna bring more flavors.
Oh, okay.
So, with butter and everything.
Could you not just use thyme?
Yeah, you can use whatever you want.
But this is gonna enhance it way more.
Yeah, that's like my seasoning, my combo I like to use a lot.
Yeah.
Sometimes I cannot find the fresh oregano, but I usually go for thyme and rosemary and lemon zest. That's my always go. When it comes to terms of the steak, right? I like mine like medium rare. Not medium rare, medium to medium well sometimes.
Yeah, that's
depending. You have to use fillings.
Yeah, fillings.
Fillings. I'm gonna teach you a trick. Okay, some cooks they say this is rare, medium well, and well done.
Yeah.
Okay, but I'm always touching my steak, and then Honestly, bro, it comes when I'm like, okay, this is ready. Okay,
This is ready.
this is ready. So this is ready. So I'm gonna leave it there for about another 2 minutes, and then we're gonna flip it all the sides.
You can do the sides before you drop it on the other side?
Yeah. Just for 1 minute, so we can create like a nice crust on all the sides. If we don't create the crust, the juices are gonna come out. So the crust is like a protection for the juices. Exactly. I'm gonna check it. We want to have a nice crust. Look.
Oh.
This is perfect. When you see this crust,
that was 2 minutes.
we're gonna crust it. You see, you're better with time. I always say like 5 minutes.
Nah, yeah, I look at it.
How you look at the clock? Oh my god, I always say like 5 minutes. But it's just I
3
go
minutes. Nah, you flipped it on 3 minutes.
I go with filling. Okay, when you see this crust, it's not burnt, but it has like this like good golden color. Then I flip it. Then another 2 minutes.
I thought you were gonna do the sides.
After, I'm gonna do it after. After, yeah. Because the side's probably just gonna be 1 minute. And then, I don't know if you guys can tell, but can you hear that?
Yeah.
Good crust.
That's what you want. Yeah.
So we're gonna have, when you're cooking, something I like to do is like, I like to have everything prep. Because you see, it's easier, right? Boom. I got this, and I can just like...
And you can't mess around with this.
Exactly. So once you start like putting things on your pan, you have to be ready on having everything ready.
No more chopping. Got it.
That's what in kitchen we call this the mise en place, which is a French word, and it translates to English everything on its place.
Okay. All right. So after you cook this steak, right?
Yeah.
And when you put the garlic in, or you put all of this in there, it's gonna burn on the skillet. And then you always have like the residue. Do you clean your skillet before you add the next steak, or do you use the same oil and same?
It all depends on how you keep the temperature of your skillet, right? So right now, look, we have a high temperature, but I'm gonna drop it down because I don't want this bottom to start burning. Okay?
That's what I'm trying to tell you.
Yeah. So if you keep a nice steady temperature and then you throw the garlic, your aromatics, you can still
take it back out.
And then with this grease, because this grease is flavored. Right?
It already has.
So you can add shallots, more fresh garlic. Probably some guys like to use honey. Yeah. Butter, and then you have steak sauce, salt and pepper, with all the flavors on the skillet.
Wow.
Right? But you have to make sure your skillet is not burning. Okay. So look, we already seared from this side. Now we're gonna sear from the fat side for 1 more minute. Okay, at this point, now...
Is this the first side you flipped or the second side?
This is the second, but now we're ready to braise, okay?
You take it off the heat.
I'm taking out the heat because I don't want the butter to get burnt. So I'll put some butter here. I got my aromatics, okay? Some of this.
Oregano.
Some of this. Go with fillings always. Thyme and rosemary. I put this on the back. Put my handle here. Boom. And I like to put this here on top. I put them first on the oil so they can release the flavor, and then I put it on top of the meat so the meat can get all the flavor, and then I start braising my meat with all the butter and the flavor.
Wow.
If you want, you can like braise it a little bit and then put it on the oven for a minute, or you can finish your steak here. It's just depending on how you like it.
Reverse searing it?
Huh?
Isn't that reverse searing it?
No, reverse searing it would be if we first
put it in the oven.
Put it in the oven and then
make a crispy crust.
Exactly.
That makes sense.
Now, if you want to get fancier, you can always do a sous vide.
Yeah.
Right? And it's easier too, but you know, this is like traditional way.
This is the best way.
Yeah. So I don't know if you can smell all the flavor of the aromatics coming out. I'm gonna give you a little hint.
I do smell. I smell the lemon. I smell the lemon.
Now you're gonna do the second one, okay?
Whoa. Butter first. I just put stick on it. Add oregano. Rosemary.
AK being a chef. Look at you, bro.
Oregano. Thyme. And truffle.
Alright, bro. We're ready.
We're ready.
So now there's the moment of truth.
Plate and taste. Let's
They're
go.
resting. I'm gonna take this out.
They're well
Would you
rested.
give me the honor of slicing the steaks and see how they turn out?
Dude, I can only slice downwards. I know you have to slice sideways, so you slice first.
Okay, I'm gonna slice first, okay?
That's my steak.
That's your steak? So this one has been resting more. Jesus, I'm scared.
Why are you scared?
But just let the knife do the work, okay?
Okay, sideways, got it. Oh, that's such a... Oh, that's perfect, dude. Let's
Okay,
go.
now let's see yours.
Oh shit, here we go. I'm gonna let the steak, the knife do his work. It's perfect. Oh!
You see what I'm telling you? Okay,
Let's go.
now let's play. I'm gonna put some mashed potatoes here.
Okay.
You like your steak sliced? I
Sliced?
like little strips. Okay.
No, I'd rather slice it.
You like slice it? Okay.
So I'm
A
eating.
little bit. Don't have to be fancy because
Yeah,
this
no,
is
that's
like
perfect.
this is like a man's plate, right? So, would you slice it? It's a little piece of this. So put it in here, just
Okay.
like so. And I'm gonna let you
Dude,
put your own sauce. Okay? Put as much as you want, bro.
Say no more. It's gonna be good for me.
And I'm gonna plate mine and the camerographer. Personally, I like to slice it in the little strips just because I like the sauce to be on top of my steak.
Oh wow.
Okay, so I'm gonna do little strips. But
Should've
before
told
we
me
do,
your secret.
it's okay. Before we do,
I have to try it.
let's put in the camera. Let's put in the camera. The camera. That's juicy, bro.
Oh my god.
That's okay.
That's my steak. Let's go. That is.
This is still juicy, right?
Oh
That's
my
because we
God.
let it rest.
Yeah, that's because we let it rest.
Even though some juices came out, but you see
It's still inside.
still in there.
Wow, and the salt went inside too.
Yeah, that's why I let it like
That is so different.
marinate a little bit from the salt. I'm gonna give one to my little chef. Cause she's my little baby chef.
Yay!
Little baby chef.
Yay! Hi, you're so pretty.
I'll grab some mashed potatoes.
This is mashed potatoes. Insane.
This is how I make my mashed potatoes on Christmas. This is my Christmas mashed potatoes. Some mashed potatoes. And then I like to grab my steak. Just like that.
Wow.
And now
Woo.
I'm gonna put some sauce on the top.
Oh, that's some good stuff.
Yeah, chimichurri on top. And that's how you do
Ooh, okay.
your steak with chimichurri and mashed potatoes.
Oh my god.
Let's slice off. Wow. That's how you do it.
Wow.
Now let's do the third one, okay? Didn't eat breakfast.
Nope.
Oh my god. What do you think?
One more God. It was delicious, bro.
Thank you so much for coming, bro.
I don't even know how to cut this thing. This is so good.
I really appreciate your time. And
dude, I appreciate you showing me how to make this. This is a game changer.
now you gotta do some extra running tomorrow, huh? That's a piece of steak. Thank you so much, guys. For those of you, if you're in Dallas area, you know, hit my boy AK. Again, I'm gonna leave his Instagram. I don't hear the touch much. He's just smashing his steak. I'm gonna leave his Instagram on the description of this video. And if you are in Dallas area and if you're in the Muay Thai community or you wanna always give a try to a new sport, come say what's up with us at Saxon Janjira Muay Thai. Alright? See you guys next time. Thank you so much, bro.
Let's go.